Sarita, and I'm speaking to you today from Soulhenge, and I'm here to help you understand the truth about who you are. Now, what I wanted to share with you today was some information which is going to allow you to delete your heart wall if you have one. And the heart wall is an energetic wall that many of us place around our hearts when we're growing up due to trauma or emotional pain in order to protect ourselves. And this is all well and good and kind of helpful at the time, but you don't want to be having a heart wall for your whole life, because as you can imagine, what happens when you have a heart wall is basically that wall around your heart filters the way that you give and receive love. So if you have, let's say, a trauma in your childhood where you experienced a huge amount of rejection, you're going to build a heart wall around your heart. But what's then going to happen is that the way that you give love is going to be coming through this filter of pain, of rejection. So you might be giving love in such a way that you don't want to be a victim of rejection again, or you might be receiving love in a distorted manner because you're scared of experiencing rejection in your life. And so obviously what happens when we have heart walls is that the way that we love gets distorted by our trauma and our pain. And so much of coming into heart-centered, present moment alignment is about releasing stuck and blocked emotions. Because if you want to come into a state of flow, you've got to pull out all of this emotional pain out of your body, because stuck emotions, emotional pain is exactly what stops us being in our heart center in a clear way and being in alignment and in our own awareness. So as I've said, not everybody has heart walls, but it's pretty common. And I've been working with removing things around people's hearts for years and years, and obviously I've worked with removing them around my own heart, and they're not always walls. Sometimes they're cages or vices or clamps, or it can be anything that you've placed around your wall, around your heart, in order to protect yourself. And what I'm going to do is at the end of this video, I'm actually going to leave a meditation that I made a long time ago that I never actually put up on this channel yet, and it's a meditation to remove an energetic cage around your heart if you feel as if you've got one. Because I went through a phase, it was about 6 months ago, where all of my clients said that they had cages, or they felt they had cages around their hearts. So I started doing this meditation with many of them, and it helped them to feel the cage, to feel where it had come from, and then remove it so that they could be clear and present in the way that they connected with others and with themselves through their heart centers. So what's been happening and what's called me to do this video with you now is that I've been investigating a bit Bradley Nielsen, who wrote a really excellent book called The Emotion Code. So if you're interested in this, it's a really interesting read. And basically, as you know, with many of our spiritual advisors, he says that physical pain and dis-ease in the body is often caused by emotional blocks within the body, which is something that we all know. Thank you, Louise Hay, for starting this movement. And so basically what he talks about, how you can release trapped emotions, but he talks about how difficult that is if you happen to have a heart wall. And this really interested me in terms of, you know, what I've been seeing in clients and in other people around me and in myself. So what I'm going to give you now is the method where you can delete a heart wall within yourself if you have one, or you can help somebody else to delete a heart wall if you think they have one also. It's a really, really simple method, and it uses muscle testing. Now, muscle testing is when your unconscious mind, your subconscious self, which knows every single thing about you since you began, because basically your unconscious mind, your subconscious mind is a supercomputer, and it remembers every single second of your life, where you tap into the unconscious mind and you ask it for answers about what's going on with you in your body. And it's amazing because it holds all the answers. We just need a methodology to be able to talk to our subconscious mind. So we're going to use muscle testing, and it's so easy. And basically this muscle testing works by giving us yes or no answers to our questions. So the way that we're going to use muscle testing today is you're going to stand up and you're going to allow yourself to become neutral, basically, in your standing. And you can even say to yourself, I strengthen myself in neutrality. And then you're going to begin to ask yourself questions. And if you sway forwards like this, the answer is a yes. And if you sway backwards, the answer is a no. And you are not going to give yourself the answers. You're going to let your body, which holds all of the information that's stored in you within your subconscious mind, give you the answer. So if you want to know if you have a heart wall, you need to stand up right now. And what I would say to myself if I was inquiring if I had a heart wall, and I've already deleted mine, so I'm just going to pretend today, is, have you got a heart wall? And then I would wait for my body to give me the response. And if I sway backwards, that's a no. So if you're now swaying backwards in response to that question, that's great. You do not need to watch the rest of this video, and I'm very happy for you. But if you swayed forwards for a yes, then yes, you have a heart wall. And so now what we're going to do in order to delete this heart wall is begin to become a kind of energetic investigator. So what you're going to begin to do is you're going to begin to ask yourself more and more yes, no questions in order to find out where this heart wall came from. And so the first thing that I do when I'm removing someone's heart wall is I find out at what age it was put up by that person. A lot of heart walls are put up before the age of 10. So my first question always is, did this heart wall get put up before the age of 10? And then you wait for your answer, yes or no. And then you keep going to find out the age. Was it put up before the age of 5? Or if you've got a no, then you're going to look for ages above the age of 10. And you keep doing that until you narrow it down. So then you could say to yourself, you can actually work with specific ages. Did this heart wall go up at age 2? Age 3? And you keep going until you get yes answers and you go more and more deeply into it. Once you've found your age, and by the way, heart walls can be put up in utero. So if you get to utero, you want to ask whether it was the first, second or third trimester, okay? So once you've found out the age of it, the chances are you're going to be able to, unless you're in utero, remember some incident which felt traumatic or very emotional for you. And once you've kind of got that incident, what I want you to do then is to drop your conscious awareness into your heart center. So you drop your awareness into your heart center. And then what it's good to do is to see what that heart wall looks like. And many people build their heart walls out of things like bricks or cement, really sort of tough, strong things so no one can hurt them again. But often, because we put our heart walls up when we're small, we tend to put them up when we're small, you sometimes find that your heart wall is built of something really nice like chocolate or Lego, because your inclination as a child is to protect yourself and feel something lovely around your heart. So really your heart wall can be made of anything. So you're dropping into your heart center, you're just feeling what that heart wall feels like. And then you need to ask yourself, can you now delete this heart wall? And if the answer is yes, then you can move forward into the process of deleting, which I'm about to explain to you now. And if the answer is no, then you need to do some more investigating, because the subconscious mind is asking you to dive deeper and reveal more information around this trauma. Because as we come into awareness of what our trauma is, as we come into the presence of our own trauma, what happens is it just gets released, basically, because nearly everything in our life, in fact, everything in our life just wants us to be present with it. And that includes our pain. It's just, unfortunately, in this world that we've created, that humanity has created, we haven't been taught how to deal with our emotional pain. It's not something that's taught in schools. We should be teaching children how to deal with emotional pain, and teaching adults and parents and everybody who deals with children how to work with and communicate with children in a way which is truthful and in a way which isn't painful. But anyway, that's a topic for a whole another video. So you might have to do a bit more investigating, and that investigating might be around asking what kind of trauma you felt, what the emotion was that you felt. So for example, you could say, was the emotion that I felt at that moment abandonment or rejection? You can go into the emotions and get a bit more information. And as you get more information, you can keep asking your subconscious, can I now delete this heart wall? So once you've got a yes, you can delete the heart wall. What you're going to do is you're literally going to work with the magnetic charge of your hand, and you are going to swipe yourself like a credit card down your midline. Okay, so if you're doing this yourself, you're going to go from here to the back of your neck, and you're going to do it 3 times. But if you have somebody to work with, it's actually better to do the swipe from here all the way down to the bottom of your spine. And basically that's because your midline holds all the quantum information about your beingness in this reality that you've chosen to incarnate into. So you're going to swipe yourself 3 times once you've been given the all clear to clear the heart wall. 1, 2, 3. And then you are going to ask yourself again, is my heart wall deleted now? And obviously if you get a yes answer, that's fantastic, you're all done. And if you get a no answer, you might need to swipe yourself again, or to get someone else to swipe you all the way down to your tailbone. Or you can give your midline a command to delete this heart wall. And so the command would go something like this. If I was deleting the heart wall within myself, I would connect to my midline. That's the line that runs from the crown of your head to your perineum all the way through the center of your body. It's a quantum processor. But if I was deleting the heart wall in someone else, I would connect to the midline in them. Okay. And this is the command that I would give. I command you to delete this heart wall from 0 minus infinity to infinite, unlimited, positive potentials, 100% in all times, dimensions, realities, and universes. It is done. So you can either use my command or you can create your own command, because you're a sovereign being and you know more than anybody how you actually work, and you know as you tap in more and more into your intuition. So that is how you delete a heart wall. And I found that people have they tend to have more than 1 heart wall. So people can have up to 4 heart walls is the maximum that I've got to, but there could potentially be a lot more heart walls. And something to note if you decide to delete your heart wall or help somebody to delete theirs is you can feel very vulnerable and very emotional after you've done this. Because imagine you've had this heart wall around you, which you placed there to protect yourself from pain, and suddenly it's gone. And so you can feel very exposed. And this can cause you to feel vulnerable and sometimes tearful and very emotional. But also, what will happen in the end, and it might happen instantly, is it's also going to cause you to feel more connected to everybody else. It's going to cause you to feel less isolated and less like you're kind of the odd one out. So it will in time allow you to connect heart to heart with more people and feel more included and more open. And eventually it's going to allow you to feel safer. Because the more that you open your heart, the more you come into the truth of who you are, the safer you feel in the knowledge that you are an empowered being and you are in fact made of love. So in the end, it makes you feel safer. It's just a bit of a vulnerable process. So I hope that makes sense. I hope that's been useful for you. And as I said, I'm going to leave this delete a cage around your wall, And as I've said, I'm going to leave a meditation, which is to delete a cage around your heart at the end of this video, in case you want to go more deeply into it and actually feel your heart wall or the cage around your heart before you release it, to come into an awareness of it. So that's it. I hope this information has been helpful. I hope you have a great release from holding your heart walls, if you have one, and a great new way of being and connecting to everybody else's hearts on our beautiful planet here on Gaia. Thank you.
So, I want you to just become aware of your breath. Breathing in and out, and just allowing your breath to relax you and deepen you. Using your attention on the breath to connect you to your body, to land you in your body. And just knowing that the breath is a tool that is always available to you, always available to allow you to connect to your own body and to the source field. And what I want you to do now is I want you to begin to allow yourself to feel the cage around you. So knowing that you're safe and that you are held, I want you to just feel in all of its detail any cage which may be constricting you in any way. So I want you to really look at the cage. Notice its colors, its textures, how big it is, whereabouts in your body is this cage? Does it enter your body? Is it piercing you in any way? What's the energetic quality of this cage? So I really want you to spend some time just feeling this cage around you, allowing any emotions that might come up to just surface and to just observe and feel every little detail and quality of this cage. And also, can you look at how this cage has affected you in your life? How has it affected your behaviors, the way you've lived your life, the way you interact with other people, how you interact or talk to yourself? And is there any information for you? When did this cage get built? How did it get built? Did you create it? So just taking some time to really explore every facet of this cage and how it has interacted and affected you in your life. Just noticing all of the details, allowing yourself to feel everything. sitting with the pain of this cage, sitting with the constraints of this cage. And now it is time to allow the cage to dissolve. So what I want you to do is, in your mind's eye, to look up above you. And what you will see above you is the most beautiful starry night that you have ever seen. Endless stars above you in the cosmos. And as you connect your inner eye and your energy with this starry night, you have an intrinsic feeling that the cosmos and all of the stars are watching over you and love you so much. And as you stare at the starry night, you begin to notice that the stars are starting to fall all around you like the most beautiful shower of golden light. And you feel so joyful and so excited to be in the midst of a rain of stars from the cosmos. And now you begin to see that as the stars fall, some of them touch the cage around you. And wherever a star touches the cage dissolves to nothing. And so the cosmic stars continue to rain down, and each time one touches your cage, it disintegrates further, and more stars fall around you, and the cage dissolves and dissolves. These beautiful stars of healing light are clearing this energetic cage from your body, and it is beautiful to watch. And you understand that the cosmos is always there to help you and to heal you whenever you ask. And with stars raining down all around you, the last vestiges of your cage disintegrate and dissolve. And you breathe free, feeling a new levity and a lightness within your body. And now you notice that the stars have ceased to fall, They have done the work that they came to do. And so you send them your thanks and your love, and thank also yourself for showing up and connecting with such a painful part of yourself and allowing it to release. And just take a few breaths here and feel the difference in your body, energetically, emotionally, physically, and mentally. And taking one last look up at the starry night above you. When you're ready, coming back into the room and opening your eyes.